You fly an F-16? That's rich. The flight hangar burst into laughter as Cadet Lauren Evans stood frozen in her crisp Air Force blues. One of the mechanics smirked, flipping a wrench like it was a toy. Even the commanding officer gave a condescending chuckle. Evans, those jets need horsepower, not hope. Maybe stick to desk duty. She didn't react. She simply nodded, lips tight, eyes burning, and walked away with her fists clenched. Behind her, their laughter echoed like the afterburn of a cruel joke. Lauren had always dreamed of flying. As a little girl, she taped model jets to her bedroom ceiling and watched them float above her every night. Her father, a retired Air Force pilot, died testing a prototype jet when she was 9. Before he left that final day, he told her, "The sky doesn't care who you are. It only listens to how hard you fight to touch it." That line became her fuel. But the academy didn't see her dream. They saw numbers. She was 5'3", barely 110 pounds, and had a voice so soft instructors barely heard her during roll call. Her flight evaluations were mysteriously delayed or misplaced. During physical drills, instructors made her run extra laps for visibility. Some cadets joked she needed a booster seat. Even some of the women avoided being associated with her. They didn't want her shadow messing up their shot at wings. Still, Lauren refused to give in. She studied harder than anyone. She spent late nights in the simulator when others were asleep. She memorized every manual like scripture. On weekends, while others drank or relaxed, she slipped into grounded jets and practiced the entire cockpit startup checklist in total darkness. In the gym, she built her body to handle brutal G-forces, rigging up drills with resistance bands and weighted vests. When the final selection board arrived, only 6 cadets would move on to real flight training. Her name was dead last on the interview list. Inside that room, under the glare of fluorescent lights and hardened stares, General Maddox, an old-school war hero, leaned forward and asked, "Evans, what makes you think you can do what 99% of others couldn't?" Without blinking, she met his gaze and said, "Because, sir, when I fly, I'm finally free of everything that ever tried to keep me grounded." The room fell silent. 2 weeks later, her name appeared on the list. No one could believe it. Some called it a fluke, others whispered it was a pity. But orders were orders, and she was assigned her first mission, a high-altitude surveillance flight over hostile airspace. The jokes resumed. "Hope she brings a booster seat. Better tape her to the seat so she doesn't fly out the top." But when she walked to that F-16, helmet under one arm, the wind brushing her braids, something shifted. She didn't hear their laughter. She heard her father's voice. "The sky doesn't care who you are." She climbed into the cockpit with nerves of steel. Takeoff was smooth. But 30 minutes into flight, she hit a monster weather system, unexpected, brutal turbulence above enemy lines. Most would have aborted. Lauren gritted her teeth and climbed, higher and higher. Oxygen alerts blared. The G-forces crushed her body. The jet groaned under pressure. Still, she kept rising. Then, silence. She had cleared the storm, breaking into the stillness of the upper atmosphere. Below her, the Earth looked like a toy model. Then her altimeter blinked. She had broken the altitude record. On her first mission, the control tower radioed in disbelief. "Eagle 01, confirm, did you just clock 32,000 feet? Her voice was steady. "Roger that. Eagle 01 standing by." When she landed, the airbase was stunned. Pilots stared in disbelief. The same men who mocked her were speechless. One dropped his coffee. Her data flashed on every screen. General Maddox approached her as she climbed down from the jet. "You scared the hell out of us up there, Evans." She pulled off her helmet, her eyes gleaming. "Sir," the sky listened. He stared at her a beat, then saluted. "Welcome to the squadron." Word spread like wildfire. News outlets headlined, "She shattered expectations at 32,000 feet." Her flight footage was studied in training schools. Her call sign became a legend. Weeks later, she was invited to speak to a new class of cadets. She stood in front of them, poised and fearless. Her voice rang clear. "They'll laugh at your dreams until your dreams leave them breathless. Let them laugh, just make sure you're climbing while they do." The auditorium exploded in applause. Lauren Evans wasn't just a pilot now, she was proof that resilience is louder than ridicule, that altitude is earned, not given. that the sky listens only to those brave enough to defy gravity. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment where are you watching from. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.